So, how's it going? You have been to NOAH for a while. Please,
yes, this one?
Yeah, we can change sides, it's better.
All right, good. Very well, thank you.
You have a good time?
Very good time, excellent.
Tell us what you do. You're one of these, I mean, for the ones you don't know, Jörg and I started at Lehman Brothers. I don't know if you started there, but you were there for a while. We had you for a few years, and then you moved on like a fast-moving operator, and you did a lot of different things. Maybe you can share your background and what you're doing now.
Yeah, so I was a banker for a while at Lehman and then Morgan Stanley. No, in those days it was still glamorous, and we got a lot of respect in those days still, which you wouldn't get anymore today. And then I started my own fund in I think '99. Did that for a while.
Good timing, huh?
Yeah, amazing timing. But it was actually a good lesson. And this is where you say, I got a lot of experience because...
Do you think you learn in crisis more than in hypes?
Yeah, experience is what you get when you don't get what you want, right? So that was one of those cases. And, you know, as I say, never waste a good crisis. But actually, you do see, and I think with what Oscar was saying before, companies that can make it through very difficult economic times tend to be extremely strong companies, and they have very, very good DNA. But there's also a big benefit if you can make it through very difficult times, because there's less capital available, so therefore there's less competition, there are less copycats, less opportunism. So if you can really make it through, you know, you end up being much, much stronger. And in those days, I backed a company, a few companies, but you know, one of them was Bibit, which then became WorldPay. You know,
yes.
So
we had Peter yesterday on stage, and he gave us a bit the story. And that's one of the people who believed in Peter early. I think you were an investor in Bibit, and then you came back into Adyen.
Yes.
So you're a great investor. You really have this truffle pig nose. And what I'm
more like a red nose.
But what I'm curious to learn from you, and maybe they're not listening, you tell me in secret, how do you pick your winners?
You know, I think it's mostly about people. So are these people that we want to work with, that have a lot of ambition, that are smart, hardworking, can put their ego aside, and can also, as they now call it in fashionable terms, can pivot when they're wrong, right? Yeah. I mean, Bibit started off as a cloud billing company in the late 90s for telcos. That never worked. But the platform then became a payment platform, which then became WorldPay, and then we started again and it became Adyen. So I think, so the quality of people, their drive, their level of ambition.
Is it important for you that they have done it before?
Not necessarily. I mean, obviously, if you've worked with teams of people and you've gone through the hard times and the good times, and you know how they respond and you know how to work together, it actually makes it a lot easier. But you know, we back a lot of first-time entrepreneurs for sure.
So you're kind of everywhere. I mean, a lot of people know you. Right. I believe you're even the chairman of Warner Music or something like that?
No, I'm a board director.
You're a board director on Warner. Yeah. Now, I learned in the music industry the term bathtub recovery, like the shape of a bathtub. Crisis, and then you have a very long 2-meter wait, and then at some point it goes back up.
Right.
Last year we were talking about music. Everything you said was true. Spotify grew, Deezer grew, the whole industry grew, Apple grows, and it's very focused on it. Share with us like your latest vision on the music industry, like artists versus labels, consumer.
It's back to the future. In the US now, almost 40% of our physical sales are vinyl. It's the fastest growing part.
But that doesn't mean a lot. That doesn't mean a lot. The physical sales might be a little bit irrelevant now.
Physical is still 40% or something in the States.
Okay, you're a big vinyl fan. How many vinyl records do you have at home?
I don't know, but a few. No, but the no, I think the business is still very. It's still in a fragile state. Like if you look at countries like Germany and France, 70% of the market there, or 60% of the market there, is still CDs.
CDs?
Yes, that's going to go away, right? And for digital to replace this, and especially streaming, is going to take some time. It will clearly happen.
Is it streaming or is it download like
streaming,
the original?
I mean streaming.
It's all about streaming.
I think downloads will go the way of the CD. Yes,
where do you actually work now, Jörg? How do we reach you?
Marble Arch. Next to all the Lebanese restaurants. I have tabbouleh for lunch every day.
Oh, you can have tabbouleh for lunch here.
I know, so I'm very, very pleased about that.
No. Okay, but you're working for Access Industries.
Yes.
It's one of those interesting companies. I think you backed Oliver, who was on screen, not on stage, yesterday. And he was one of the people who told us, continue doing what you believe in, do it right. Of course, have raised enough capital to go through the difficult times, although all this stuff is growing left, right, and center. What was your lesson learned by investing into leaders like Oliver Summer of Rocket?
If you back the right people,
it's all about people.
It's all about people, and there have to be great ideas. There has to be execution. We back big ideas. So, for example, some of the key things.
What's your newest thing?
The newest thing is we have a sports business which we started in 2007, Perform Group. I think they were here several times.
They have these great darting Christmas parties, right?
Yes. And there we have a B2B content business, a big advertising financed media business in digital sports. And now we're launching a Netflix for live sports.
Netflix for live sports. Nobody does that, right?
No. So we're going all out in Germany, Austria, Switzerland, Turkey, and Japan next year.
And you, I think, own also goal.com or something like that. Is it the largest global football site?
It is, yes.
I had a call with a guy from 90min. Have you heard of this company? It's
yes.
user-generated content, and they're growing quite fast.
Right.
It's like the Huffington Post model, no? A little bit.
Mm-hmm.
Every fan can contribute.
Yeah.
Do you think this is going to be a big thing?
I think so. I mean, people love sharing their views around sports, and everybody has an opinion, and everybody is a sideline coach, right? And I mean, I have a lot of advice for Arsene Wenger as well. He never listens.
So, you're looking at large industries. Soccer is definitely one of them. I mean,
yes.
The World Cup had how many people watching the World Cup soccer thing?
I don't know.
A billion?
Billion, probably, yeah.
That's a lot of people.
So no, we focus on that. So sports is big. We have another business where we are trying to bring 4G to large emerging markets. So we are testing it in Scandinavia.
Isn't Google doing that with the balloons?
Yeah, but we're in Indonesia, for example. I don't think the Indonesian Air Force will have much sympathy for a lot of.
They can fly slalom around
American financed balloons in their airspace.
Interesting. But how do you bring 4G to those people?
We're using lower frequencies. Lower frequencies have a longer wave.
Like wireless local loops type of stuff?
Yes. So we basically 4G using normal cellular technology, but then using sort of non-standard frequenzies.
And that's a financial investment, or you want to just help the emerging markets to be online?
I think both things can go hand in hand.
Wonderful.
Yes.
Jörg, you are, for me, a great entrepreneur, investor, and friend, and very thankful that you are here. You brought us great, interesting speakers.
I think you're the greatest entrepreneur around here anyway, with your,
I'm just telling the entrepreneurs that we meet twice a year in London in June.
Sure. Okay,
thank you so much.
Ciao.